You know what nobody tells you about peak hour in a professional kitchen? It is not loud, not at first. There is a moment, usually somewhere around 7:45 in the evening, where everything is still holding together. The sections are prepped, the tickets are manageable, the team is moving with purpose. You look around and you think, tonight we have this. And then 8 p.m. arrives. Not one order, not two. The printer does not stop. Every table seated in the last 20 minutes is ordering at once. The pass fills up, someone calls for more sauce, and there is no more sauce. A new hire freezes at the grill. The expediter is calling tickets that nobody is acknowledging, and the thing that was a kitchen 15 minutes ago is now something entirely different. It is controlled panic, wearing a chef's uniform. I have been in that kitchen, I have run that kitchen, and I have watched that kitchen produce food that should never have left the pass. Because when panic becomes your line cook, quality is always the first thing that gets fired. Today we are talking about peak hour chaos, why it happens, what it actually costs you, and how the best kitchens in the world prevent it from destroying everything you built before service started. Welcome to Season 2 of Places. I am Rahul, a chef with over 24 years in professional kitchens across 3 continents and enough peak hour war stories to fill a very uncomfortable book. 3 books worth your time for this episode. 1. Setting the Table by Danny Meyer. This is the most honest and practical book ever written about hospitality operations. Meyer built some of the most respected restaurants in New York, and his entire philosophy is built around one idea: that the experience your guest has is entirely a function of the systems and culture you build before they ever walk through the door. Peak hour chaos is a culture problem before it is an operations problem. This book explains why. 2. The Kitchen as a System by various contributors in the field of culinary operations management. If you work in QSR, cloud kitchens, or food manufacturing, the principles of systems thinking in kitchen design will change how you look at every workflow decision you make. Not a light read, absolutely worth it. 3. Turn the Ship Around by L. David Marquet. Not a food book at all. A naval officer's account of transforming a failing submarine crew into one of the highest performing units in the US Navy. The parallels to kitchen leadership are so direct and so precise that I have recommended this book to more head chefs than any culinary title I know. Control, clarity, and trust under pressure. That is what peak hour demands. This book teaches you how to build it. Right? Let us talk about what actually happens at 8 p.m. Here is the thing about peak hour chaos that most operators do not understand until it is too late. It is not caused by the volume of orders. It is caused by the absence of systems that can absorb that volume. 2 kitchens can receive identical order volumes at identical times. One handles it smoothly, one collapses. The food coming out of each kitchen at that moment will taste completely different. Not because the recipes changed, not because the ingredients changed, but because one team is executing and one team is reacting. Let me explain what happens physiologically and operationally when a kitchen hits chaos. The first thing that goes is communication. In a well-run kitchen, communication is constant, precise, and low in volume. During chaos, it becomes loud, reactive, and full of gaps. Cooks stop calling out. The expeditor starts repeating tickets because nothing is being acknowledged. People are moving fast but not necessarily in the right direction. Information stops flowing, and when information stops flowing, mistakes accelerate. The second thing that goes is portioning discipline. This one is quiet and invisible, which is why it is so dangerous. Under pressure, a cook who normally weighs or measures their portion starts eyeballing. A generous hand adds 10 grams of protein to every plate. A stressed hand cuts a sauce short. Across 100 covers in a peak service, this variation adds up to thousands of rupees in food cost variance and zero consistency for your guests. The third thing that goes is temperature management. Food that should rest does not rest. Food that should go immediately sits while the pass is backed up. Food that should be served at 68 degrees arrives at 54. The guest does not know why the dish tastes slightly wrong. They do not know about the chaos that preceded it. They just know something was off, and they remember. The fourth And most damaging thing that goes is judgment. A cook under peak hour pressure stops asking whether something is right. They start asking whether it is fast. Those are two entirely different questions. And when the answer to fast becomes yes, and the answer to right becomes whatever, you are no longer running a kitchen, you are running a production line with no quality control. Here is a story I think about often. Early in my career, I was working under a head chef who had a rule I did not understand at the time. Every Thursday evening, our heaviest service of the week, he would walk the pass 30 minutes before peak and remove two items from the active menu, just temporarily. He would tell the front of house that those items were sold out, even if we had full prep for them. I asked him why. We had the ingredients, we had the prep. Why take them off? He looked at me and said, because those two items have the longest ticket times. And during peak hour, long ticket times create a cascade. One slow ticket backs up the pass. A backed up pass stresses the sections. A stressed section makes mistakes. Those mistakes create refires. Refires during peak destroy the whole service. I would rather disappoint two tables who wanted those dishes than deliver a poor experience to the entire restaurant. That was the first time I understood that peak hour management is not about doing more, it is about doing less with complete precision. I have applied that principle in every kitchen I have run since. Here is another story. I was consulting for a cloud kitchen group that was experiencing a very specific and very frustrating problem. Their ratings would be consistently strong from Monday to Thursday. Friday and Saturday evenings, the ratings would drop noticeably. Same food, same team, same recipes, different outcomes. We spent 3 weeks analyzing their operations before and during peak. What we found was not a food problem. It was a prep problem that revealed itself as a food problem under pressure. From Monday to Thursday, the kitchen was hitting their peak with full mise en place. Every section was completely ready. During peak, the team was executing, not preparing. They were assembling and cooking from a position of readiness. On Friday and Saturday, the volume in the earlier part of the day was higher. The team was running partial prep into the evening rush. Sections were completing their mise en place while simultaneously trying to execute orders. Two different cognitive tasks running simultaneously on a team that was already tired from a long day. The result was not dramatic failures. It was a consistent 5 to 8% degradation in quality across every dish. Slightly less precise seasoning, slightly longer ticket times, slightly inconsistent plating, individually each one unnoticeable, collectively across a full service enough to drop a 4.3 rating to a 3.8. The fix was not a new recipe or a new team. It was a Thursday evening prep protocol that pre-built 2 days of mise en place ahead of the weekend peak. One additional hour of structured prep on Thursday eliminated the chaos window on Friday and Saturday. Ratings recovered within 2 weeks. The chaos was never a peak hour problem. It was a preparation problem that peak hour exposed. And one more. This one is about a mistake I made personally early in my career, because I think the most useful stories are the ones where the person telling you the story was wrong. I was running a kitchen in my late 20s. We had a Friday service that was growing fast, covers increasing week by week, which felt like success. And I responded the way most young head chefs respond to growth. I hired faster. I added more items to the menu. I took on more covers than we had the infrastructure to handle. For a few weeks, it felt like momentum. Then one Friday at 8:15 p.m., everything broke at once. A new hire on the grill section had not been briefed on the peak hour protocol because I had not written a peak hour protocol. The pass was backed up 12 tickets deep. I was trying to expedite and cook simultaneously, which meant I was doing both poorly. 2 tables received wrong dishes. 1 dish was returned because it was under-seasoned. We recovered, but barely, and with a team that was visibly shaken, and a service that left everyone exhausted and demoralized. After that service, I sat down and did something I should have done months earlier. I wrote a peak hour playbook, not a general operations manual, a specific, detailed document that answered one question. When this kitchen hits maximum volume, exactly who does what, exactly how, and exactly in what sequence. It took 2 weeks to write properly. We tested it over 4 Fridays. By the fifth Friday, peak hour felt different. Not easy. Peak hour in a serious kitchen is never easy, but controlled. The team knew their roles so precisely that communication dropped in volume and increased in quality. The pass cleared faster. The food was consistent. The playbook did not make us better cooks. It made our skills available under pressure instead of being consumed by the pressure itself. So, how do you actually fix peak hour chaos? Here is what works. Solution 1: audit your menu before every peak service, not just the day before every service. Know which items have the longest ticket times. Know which items share critical equipment or station capacity. During peak, your menu should be a precision instrument, not a catalog. If two items compete for the same equipment at the same time, one of them needs to come off the active menu during peak, or your bottleneck is pre-built into every Friday night. Solution 2: treat Mise en place as a non-negotiable finish line, not a guideline. Peak hour readiness is binary. Either your sections are fully prepped before the first wave of orders, or they are not. Partial prep is not 80% ready. It is chaos waiting for a trigger. Build your prep schedules backward from your expected first peak ticket, not forward from when your team arrives. The question is not how much can we prep, it is what must be complete before peak begins. Solution 3: write a peak hour playbook and train every person on it individually. This is the single most underused tool in kitchen management. The playbook is not a full operations manual. It is a single, specific document that answers at maximum volume who owns each station, who communicates what to whom, who has authority to hold a ticket, who calls the refire, and what happens when a section falls behind. Every person on your team should be able to recite their role in this document from memory. If they cannot, you are relying on improvisation. And improvisation under pressure is just another name for inconsistency. Solution 4: build a controlled menu reduction into your peak hour protocol. Take the lesson from the head chef I worked under. Identify in advance which 2 or 3 items you will temporarily remove from the live menu if volume exceeds a defined threshold. Have a clear signal for when that threshold is crossed. Have the communication to front of house ready. This is not failure, it is triage. A kitchen that delivers 8 items with complete precision across 100 covers is a better kitchen than one that attempts 12 items and delivers all 12 inconsistently. Solution 5: create a dedicated expediter role and protect it completely. The expediter during peak hour has one job and one job only: to see the whole kitchen, manage the pass, and ensure every plate that leaves is correct. The moment your expediter starts cooking, plating, or handling anything physical, they lose the overview that makes them valuable. In smaller kitchens, where one person fills multiple roles, protect the expediter function during peak, even if that means other tasks wait. The cost of a compromised expediter during peak hour is visible on every single plate. Solution 6: debrief after every peak service. Not the next morning, that evening, or the following day at the latest, while the detail is fresh. 15 minutes, 3 questions only. What held, what broke, and what do we change before the next peak? A kitchen that debriefs consistently after every peak service will compound its improvements week over week. A kitchen that does not will repeat the same failures indefinitely and call it normal. Quick facts before we wrap up. Fact 1: research in service operations consistently shows that a kitchen's error rate increases significantly once ticket volume exceeds roughly 70% of its designed capacity. After that threshold, each additional order does not just add linearly to the workload, it compounds the pressure on every section simultaneously. The lesson is that most kitchens believe their capacity is higher than it actually is. Your real capacity is not the maximum number of orders you have ever completed. It is the maximum number of orders you can complete without quality degradation. Those are very different numbers. Fact 2. In high performing kitchens, the head chef speaks less during peak hour, not more. This is counterintuitive but consistent. The most controlled peak hour services are characterized by quiet, precise communication, short calls, clear acknowledgements, minimal volume. The loudest kitchens during peak are almost always the most chaotic. Volume is a symptom of broken systems, not a sign of energy. Fact 3. The average food cost variance during a chaotic peak service compared to a controlled one in the same kitchen with the same menu can be as high as 12 to 15%. Not because ingredients change, because portioning, waste, and refires during uncontrolled peak hours bleed margin silently. Most operators see this in their weekly food cost numbers, but attribute it to purchasing or waste rather than the 2 hours on Friday night when nobody was measuring anything. Your challenge this week, I am calling it the #peak hour audit. This Friday evening, I want you to set a timer for 8 p.m. When it goes off, stop for exactly 60 seconds and observe your kitchen or your delivery data or your review feed, wherever your peak hour pressure shows up. What is breaking? What is holding? Where is the bottleneck? Who is communicating clearly and who has gone silent? Write down 3 observations, just 3. Then ask yourself, which of these 3 things is a system problem that a protocol could fix? Post your honest peak hour audit on LinkedIn or Instagram with the #peak hour audit and tag me. The most honest self-assessment and the most practical fix identified gets a shout out next episode. I want operators, chefs, cloud kitchen founders, QSR managers, anyone who has stood at a pass at 8 p.m. on a Friday and felt the ground shift. Tell me what you saw. That is it for today. Peak hour chaos is not an inevitability, it is a preparation gap wearing a timestamp. Every kitchen that consistently falls apart at 8 p.m. is showing you something that was missing at 4 p.m., at 2 p.m., or during last Thursday's debrief. The fix is not faster cooks. It is not a bigger kitchen. It is not more staff. It is clarity about roles, about sequence, about what comes off the menu when volume crosses the threshold your kitchen was actually built to handle. Build the playbook, protect the prep, trust the system, and when 8 p.m. arrives, let the work you did at 4 p.m. do the heavy lifting. Next time on Plate Places, we tackle topic 4. Why QSR fries lose their crunch within 5 minutes, and whether your fries are just going through an emotional softening phase or whether there is a structural solution hiding inside your holding drawer. Until then, run your kitchen. Do not let your kitchen run you. I am Rahul, and this is Plate Places.